Your business identity is everything from what customers see to the paperwork they never do. Northwest is your one-stop business resource. Build your business identity fast with access to thousands of free resources, forms, and step-by-step guides. No account required. Don't wait. Protect your privacy, build your brand, and get your complete business identity in just 10 clicks and 10 minutes. Visit northwestregisteredagent.com/OFD-free and start building something amazing. Get more with Northwest Registered Agent at northwestregisteredagent.com/OFD-free.
Rinse takes your laundry and hand delivers it to your door, expertly cleaned and folded, so you could take the time once spent folding and sorting and waiting to finally pursue a whole new version of you. Like Tea Time You. Or this Tea Time You. Or even this Tea Time You.
Said you hear about Dave?
Or even Tea Time You.
So update on Dave.
It's up to you. We'll take the laundry. Rinse. It's time to be great.
Welcome back to our Sunday bonus episode, where I share an article with you from a different podcast in our network to keep your life nice and optimized. Today's episode is coming from our health and fitness podcast, Optimal Health Daily. You can find that show wherever you're listening to this, and please do follow or subscribe to that show to get new episodes every day. And with that, here's Dr. Neil with the post and commentary as we optimize your life.
Growth happens at our limits. Embrace it. By Steve Kamb of nerdfitness.com. We all search for inspiration. Sometimes we find it in a movie montage, other times in real life stories. And sometimes something awesome happens right in front of us that gives us a fresh perspective. Here's a story from Taylor, Nerd Fitness's chief wordsmith. Quote, "For about 6 months now, I've seen a guy in a wheelchair come into my gym. He comes with a physical therapist and does a variety of assisted rehabilitation exercises. He usually uses low-weight dumbbells or assistance bands. He can't stand up, nor can he walk on his own, and it looks like he's rebuilding the coordination in his upper body as well. This guy has been training alongside me while I usually am doing basic powerlifting movements. For the last 6 months, he's been an inspiration, but last week, he reached an all-new level. You see, in my gym, it's rare to see people take big lifts to failure, especially a squat or deadlift, for the few people who actually do a squat and deadlift. When I fail on a big lift, dropping heavy weight onto safeties, I definitely get some weird looks. Last week, I nailed a new 5-rep squat personal record. It felt great, like I just beat an endgame boss. Then, as I'm headed for the water fountain after my set, I saw my rehab friend. But this time, he isn't working with bands or dumbbells. In fact, the therapist isn't even assisting him. He's just coaching him. This guy was standing up out of his wheelchair without help for the first time in his training. I have never seen anybody work this hard. I watched him fight to lift his own body weight. I saw him struggle for every inch. I watched him put every last ounce of effort he had into his legs and posterior chain, and then some. He could have fallen flat on his face, sideways into the weight machines or onto his therapist. In fact, I almost thought he was going to, but he didn't. He won. It was by far the most inspiring and impressive feat I've ever seen. In a way, it was more impressive than a 500-pound squat, a perfect human flag, or a sub-4-minute mile. And it was just his body weight, just standing up." End quote. Growth happens at our limits. This story helps demonstrate something crucial when it comes to our training. It didn't matter that he was only looking to squat his own weight or 500 pounds. In that moment of struggle, where we're aiming to do something we've never done before, we are all the same. The battle is the same. The mental chess game is the same. And the boss defeating satisfaction is the same. And years from now, Taylor's friend in the gym who just stood up for the first time could be squatting hundreds of pounds. As he breaks personal best after personal best, he gets to have that same struggle, that same moment of, can I do this? And that final, holy I did it. Josh Waitzkin, world champion chess player and subject of Searching for Bobby Fischer, says it best in his book, The Art of Learning. Quote, "Growth comes at the point of resistance. We learn by pushing ourselves and finding what really lies at the outer reaches of our abilities." End quote. Your workouts should not be monotonous. Most people go about their workouts as dull, monotonous worker bees. Step on treadmill or sit down at weight machine. Dutifully suffer through 20 to 60 minutes of exercise at some arbitrary pace. Repeat. Almost all of us have experience with this, grinding out the same exercise day after day because we think it's what we need to do to achieve the results we want. But as illustrated, workouts don't have to be a grind. In fact, they shouldn't be viewed as a grind, but a new opportunity to challenge your limits. Every workout should be exciting. The awesome part? No matter where that limit is, whether you're 500 pounds, 70 years old, or an Olympic athlete, the excitement from leveling up can be electric every time. You can harness this excitement to look forward to your training, meanwhile achieving the results you've always longed for. One step further. Remember in The Fellowship of the Ring, as Sam and Frodo set off to Rivendell and eventually Mordor, Sam pauses for a brief moment at a scarecrow just a few miles outside of his home. Sam, this is it. Frodo, this is what? Sam, if I take one more step, it'll be the farthest away from home I've ever been. For many people that had been in and out of the Shire, they probably walked past that scarecrow without even thinking twice. However, that scarecrow was something monumental for Sam. It signified the difference between the comfortable, safe, known confines that he experienced in his life and the potentially dangerous, unknown adventure that awaited him. Where is the scarecrow in your life? Is it that weight you've never been able to lift for a deadlift? Is it a mountain hike that you've told yourself you would finish but haven't attempted? Is it traveling outside of the country and testing your preconceived notions of other cultures? Is it trying to learn a new instrument or making a new friend or attending an event? Safety and the known can lull us to sleep. They can help us drift instead of taking control, a symptom of good enough. They tell us to mindlessly hop on a treadmill, to aimlessly wander around the gym, to do the bare minimum. Sure, staying within your boundaries can be safer, but your growth is dependent upon what happens outside of the lines, what happens past the scarecrow. So, celebrate each victory and embrace that happiness every time you pass a milestone. And then remember that each time the scarecrow moves further away from home, you must reach even further to challenge yourself. This isn't about crossing the finish line. It turns out we're not there yet, so we might as well enjoy the journey and do it for the love of the game. Growth happens at our limits, wherever they may lie. It's how much we can become comfortable with being uncomfortable that will determine just how much we can grow. To paraphrase Professor Barnhart in The Day the Earth Stood Still, at the precipice we change. I want to hear from you. Where is your Shire, and what does the scarecrow represent for you? For me, it's been heavy deadlifts. For 5+ years, that scarecrow was stuck at 315 pounds, the farthest from home I've ever been. And I had been afraid to leave the Shire, so I took baby steps over the past 12 months, and just yesterday lifted 320 pounds. I know when I wake up tomorrow, that scarecrow will have moved to 325 pounds, tempting me to venture further. I can't wait for that moment next week when my entire existence is focused on one tiny thing, pulling that bar loaded up with all of that weight up and over my knees. I know if I can get it there, then I can get through the rest of the lift. I'm excited for the challenge, and I don't know if I'll fail or succeed, but I'm excited to try. You just listened to the post titled, Growth Happens at Our Limits. Embrace It, by Steve Kamb of nerdfitness.com.
Imagine you're a business owner who has to rely on a dozen different software programs to run your company. Each one is expensive, overly complicated, and worst of all, none of them are connected. Now imagine a platform that could tackle all of your business management needs in one place. That platform you're imagining? It's Odoo. Odoo has all the programs you'll ever need, and they're all connected on a single, simple, easy-to-use software, giving you peace of mind that your business is always being taken care of from every angle. Odoo assists in accounting, marketing, inventory, HR, CRM, manufacturing, and everything in between through its user-friendly interface and open source applications. Basically, if your business needs it, Odoo's got it. Odoo sounds pretty amazing, right? So stop wasting your time and money on those expensive disconnected platforms and let Odoo harmonize your business with simple, efficient software that can handle everything for a fraction of the price. It doesn't get much better than that. So what are you waiting for? Discover how Odoo can take your business to the next level by visiting odoo.com.
That's ODOO.com. Odoo, modern management made simple.
When you walk into a Burlington, you're walking into amazing prices and great gifts. That's main character energy. Because at Burlington, the holiday savings aren't the only things turning heads. Discover quality finds and perfect presents for everyone on your list, even those who are hard to shop for. Toys and jewelry to new beauty brands and styles, these gifts go seamlessly from our stores to under your tree. Seriously, with these savings, why shop anywhere else?
Burlington deals, brands, wow.
Dr. Neil here for my commentary. Now, something Steve mentioned jumped out at me. He talked about performing the same routine day after day, half asleep. Well, what if we can use this time instead to master something new or reach some of the goals we set for ourselves back in January? You remember those New Year's resolutions you set? So for me, that was one of my New Year's resolutions, to publish more. And so I'm using this newfound time to do that. Oh, and it's amazing that Steve mentioned Josh Waitzkin's book, The Art of Learning. I actually recently listened to that audiobook and it was fascinating. And to complement what Steve and Josh Waitzkin recommend, I'll share with you a quote I recently heard. Don't limit your challenges. Challenge your limits. All right, that'll do it for the Thursday episode. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll be back here tomorrow for the Friday Q&A, where your optimal life awaits.